Well before Kentucky bourbon, we had Monongahela rye whiskey. In the 1600s, Pennsylvania was a huge port. In fact, the Beam family and the Overholt family came to the United States on the same ship. Not the same voyage, but they both came on the Mary Hope. They settled in Bucks County and eventually moved west, the Overholts to Westmoreland County and West Overton, and the Beams to Kentucky. The Overholts have it over the Beams in that this whiskey is the oldest existing brand name in the history of American whiskey. The dynasty that the Overholts built really ties that history of agriculture to industry. Whiskey was the currency of the realm. They would trade whiskey for chickens, they would trade whiskey for work. You know, on the frontier, there was no ibuprofen, there was no Neosporin. Whiskey was a balm for your head at the end of a hard day, and it was an antiseptic to keep you from losing a limb or something like that. So it actually had purpose, and it was a big deal. This stuff was notorious. There were thousands of distilleries in Pennsylvania, and these are all tiny, essentially the craft operations of their day. Shortly after the Civil War was when rye whiskey started to taper off for whatever reason. By the time Prohibition was enacted, there were very few distilleries left in Pennsylvania. And after Prohibition was repealed, there were over 100 distilleries that reopened in Kentucky and only a dozen in Pennsylvania. The significance of what we once had here and how important it was not just to American whiskey, but to American industry. Craft distilling in Pennsylvania has become a thing. It's been around for about 15 years now. These distillers are now making quality whiskey. Some of it is highly recognized in terms of its quality and composition. There are distillers that are trying to mimic the Monongahela style, and there are those distillers who are trying to expand on the Monongahela style. Rye whiskey is its own animal, and you've got to appreciate the nature of the beast to appreciate the beast.